Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today's topic that we are going to cover for Python is what I mean by indentation and block code and the if statement. So these are the three topics we are going to cover today. So let us understand one by one through an example. Okay, let us take a code. Now let us understand first indentation. And for example, if I take a print statement and I just simply type a message, welcome to my channel, right? And again I have one more print statement. So today we will cover indentation, right? So these are the two messages. Now very important is that whenever you type any Python code, you need to take care of the alignment. Now you can see I have typed from the left aligned. It is both the statements are left aligned, but if I give just a small space over here, just a one space, and if I try to run this application, run this program, so just give a name like test.py and I will try to produce the output. Now here it is. The error says unexpected indent, which means there is an indentation error. So you need to be very careful with the indentation part. Now this is because these two statements belongs to the main program, so they need to be in one particular line. That's very important. Now to understand it in a much better way, okay, let us understand first an if statement. For example, if I take an input for two integer input, and we will do some comparisons, which is the bigger number among the two. For example, I'll just give a message, enter the first number, and I will take one more input and with the b variable, and I'll just change the message, that is the second number. And if I want to check which number is the bigger number and I want to print that particular number, so what I have to do is I have to use a if statement. So if, which is a keyword. Now always understand, if you're using the idle IDE, so normally if you see anything in orange, so that is a keyword. Now keywords are reserved word. So if statement, and then I can compare it using the arithmetic operator. Now this is an arithmetic operator, that is greater than sign. So it says if A is greater than B, and then the colon. Now this is the syntax that you need to understand. So if there is a space and then the condition followed by the colon. So that is the syntax of if statement. Okay, now if I give enter over here, now you can see what has happened is automatically the indentation has come down. So there is a gap of around 4 spaces, you can say. So these 4 spaces will automatically come down if you press enter after the colon. Now this is an indentation. Now what it means is, this if statement, if the condition is true, if A is greater than B, then we will print that A, will print the variable A, message is greater than, again comma, and then B. So whatever the value of A will be printed over here and the value of B will be printed over here. So let us just run this program. So it will ask me the first number. The first number is 23 and the second number I'll keep it as 12, and here it is. This is the message that we got, that 23 is greater than 12. So understand one thing, that this indentation actually, what we are trying to achieve is that this particular line of code, it actually comes under this if statement, and this is the indentation part, and this line of code we can call that as a code block. Now this is a code block. Why this is a code block? Because this particular code block will get executed only if this condition gets satisfied. If A is greater than B, if the condition is true, this code block will get executed. I can have n number of statements. I will just give the same statements. I'll just print the same statements so that we can define a code block. So these 4 statements will get executed only if this condition gets satisfied. If this condition goes false, so these 4 statements will get skipped. For example, if I run this program and if I give something like 12, okay, if I run this program and if I give something like 34 and 56, now over here A is smaller than B. So if you see, there is absolutely no output because we haven't checked that condition, the second condition. This particular condition went false, so it skipped all these 4 statements. So this particular block, we will call it as a code block, and this is an indentation, which means that these 4 statements comes under this if statement. Okay, so normally if you see it in Java or C++, we define a code block with the help of the opening and closing braces, but in Python we don't have this braces, we have indentation. So that is how we define a code block in Python. Now I'll just delete these 3 statements and complete this program. So what I will do is, this is one if statement. I'll just copy this and I will paste it, and I will say if B is greater than A. So I'll just change these statements, and now I can have this output for both the numbers. Means whatever, we will get certain output up for this. For example, 23 and 45. So 45 is greater than 23. So this is how we have achieved. Now these 2 statements, like this if statement and this particular if statement, these are 2 different if statements. Now we can improve this code by using an else part. For example, this is the else, which is a keyword, and I will say simply use print, and I'll just paste it over here. I will change this as B and this as A. Now else part will get executed only if this condition goes false. So if this condition goes false, it will execute the else part, this particular code block. If this condition is true, then it will execute this particular code block. In that case, this will not get executed. So this is how a if statement works basically. Now what if I run this program, and I will get an output, some output I will get if I give 34 and 12. So 34 is greater than 12. But what if I run this program and if I give 12 and 12, now it is giving the answer as 12 is greater than 12, which is not the right answer. So there is a problem. So how do we rectify this? So for this, what we will do is we will use elif. Now this is another keyword. Elif, which means else if B is greater than A. B is greater than A, and then I will print the statement that is B is greater than A. So if this condition goes false, it will check for this condition, else if. But if even this condition goes false and even this condition goes false, which means that A and B are actually equal. So I can give a last part as a else part and say that A, or just simply a message that both the values are equal. That makes a sense, right? Now if I run this program, we will give all kinds of input. For example, I give 12 and 2. So we got 12 is greater than 2. Then if I again run it, I give this as 45 and 78. So 70 is greater than 45, perfect. And if I give something like 12 and 12, so both the values are equal. So this is a program like we have it is tracking everything, right? Whichever input the user gives, it will give you the answer. Now before we end up, so we just kind of take a summary of it. So indentation is used to define a code block. So I have done this with the help of a if statement. If statement which is used to check condition. So A greater than B. Now this greater than, it is an arithmetic operator. A greater than B. So elif B, if this condition goes false, it will check for this condition. B greater than A. Even if this goes false, then it will execute the else part. In this case, it will not execute this code block, it will not execute this particular code block. So this is how we have tracked it. And so understand that this if statement actually starts from here and ends over here. So this is basically one whole statement. In this, when we started this program, we had two different if statements. I defined it like A greater than B, and then the second if B greater than A. So these are two different if statements, but over here this is like one whole statement, you can say it. If condition, else if condition, then else part. So this is how, this is what indentation means, this is what code block means, and this is how to use the if statement. If statement. So I hope you like the tutorial, and in the upcoming tutorials we're going to cover up more basics for Python. So stay tuned for that. Bye for now. So if you have liked my video, do subscribe to my channel. There is a subscribe button in front of you. Click it right away, and after that click on the bell icon so that you can get the regular notifications of my videos. Bye for now.